rotating and then maybe a tornado. No confirmation of that, though, just maybe an indication. So we're watching that camera shot. We're also pretty closely focused on Beaumont because that's where this rotation is heading toward. And taking shelter, being in that most interior room away from the windows, it's a good idea here for the next 15 minutes or so as this storm's sagging to the south. But it's hard to ignore just the amount of rain that we're also dealing with. It's the leading edge of this line, this cluster of storms almost, that is bringing that rotation. You can see generally where the rotation is. It's not all that organized, and the recent trends have certainly led to a little more or a little less organization. It's broad. It's closer to Pinecrest, just to the north. At least the last few frames have been north. That rotation, though, moving in the direction of Beaumont. We'll watch it carefully, but also take note of this, that flashing green polygon behind this tornado warning, and also included in a part, Rose Hill Acres there, we have, right along State Route 96, we have a flash flood warning and a tornado warning because we've seen such heavy rain associated with this storm. Pretty good shot that if we are dealing with a tornado here, and again, no indications that we are, but we would be dealing with one that would be wrapped in some rain. I mean, look at the rain rates that we're talking. 4, 5.5 inches per hour. That's radar indicated. I mean, some of these farther to the north, that is insane. And Lumberton is where we're actually seeing that shot. It's where we've been checking in on where the heaviest of rain is now moving through. That rotation has already moved through the town of Lumberton. Rain totals past 3 hours. This is quite a downpour. Radar indicating more than 6 inches of rain has fallen closer to Nona, Texas. Up into Bragg, Texas, about 5.5 inches. So these are some intense rain rates and really beginning to puddle and pool at the surface. It's probably one of those things you can imagine with the amount of rain that we're seeing and just the intense rain rate. It's probably tough for the infrastructure to keep up with allowing all this to drain properly. But that heavy rain is still moving on to the south. As we work ahead, we'll continue to watch it. Couple of interactions here, though, and one thing to take note of, this is all north of Houston and even east of Houston where we have that tornado warning along I-10. Radar is going to be filling in, and we'll likely see that fill in a little closer to the woodlands along that I-44 or I-45 corridor. We're heading toward I-44 now as a newly issued severe thunderstorm watch has gone into effect, and just to the south of Rolla, skirting the town of Rolla, we have one storm not warned, but producing some frequent lightning. Here's that severe thunderstorm watch that we have, and it does go pretty late into the evening. It includes most areas just south of I-70. I-70 runs through central Missouri there, right through St. Louis. And all of the watches that we have, at least encompassing in today's threat, we saw storms north of St. Louis yesterday, is under that severe thunderstorm watch. Here's the, I guess, most concerning component of today's severe weather, the tornadic threat that we're having in Texas. And keep in mind, the outlook down there closer to the Louisiana and Texas state line was on the lower end, a level 1 out of 5 threat. But here, we've got that greatest potential for these updrafts to be supportive of some pretty large hail. And we have seen that large hail. I mean, look no further than your screen. As we were taking a look out of Iowa and Illinois yesterday, as that intense rain and also hail was pounding down, and you could hear it. In fact, my sister took the video on the bottom there, and she said it was like the hail would not stop. Had been falling for quite some time until she decided to bust out her camera and take that video. Meanwhile, the threat for hail is going to, again, remain for parts of the St. Louis area this evening. The cluster of storms that we're watching right now, that one storm tornadic, maybe we'll see a general weakening trend with this. And then as we head into the overnight hours, things may be calming down a bit. As we work into the day on Tuesday, though, another round, not a lot of forcing in our atmosphere that would make this overall weather pattern progressive. So we're locked into this summer-like feel, and we have the severe threat Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all looking likely. That includes different states, too. Wyoming and Colorado on Thursday, parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas by Thursday. So we have a multi-day threat here, Bridget, and most likely we're going to see storms each and every day.